I mean, he seems nice enough.
Is he?
He farts a lot. I don't know. He's not heavy. He's my brother.
Pick him up.
Welcome into Senator Saint Podcast, episode 59. 59.
We've been doing it. Man, you have been suckered into a commitment that you did not want to be a part of.
Guys.
And you don't have good boundaries, so
look,
you can't say no.
If you've been with us for a while, you know that you get to the end of the episode and we do this like desperate, shameless plug of just like, please tell your friends.
Like us.
But like
we'll do anything.
What I think's really happening is like a lot of you are Team Ben, where you're just like, yo man, that guy doesn't want to do that anymore.
He don't want to do it.
Like,
so
if I don't tell a friend,
if I don't build the viewership,
podcast, like,
it's not going anywhere.
Then we can make his life just a little less entertaining.
That's very nice. That's very kind.
And so I think what they're doing is they're actually just trying to like keep me in this weird middle ground of like,
I want it for me. I want it just enough.
I want private access to Ben and Patrick, but I don't love my friends enough to give them private access.
That might be your center moment, listener. Center moment.
And
how dare you be so selfish?
And look, I get it. I mean, I get where they're coming from, because why believe in things? Like, why support things? Why? So, but you're back, and I don't understand that.
Some people are gluttons for punishment.
I don't even know why I'm here. What day is it? Is it Sunday again?
Yeah.
It's the Lord's Day. It's the Lord's Day.
Who is it? Lord Ben? Is that your name?
Lord
Ben.
Good Lord, no.
Lord Ben, please rise for the Honorable Lord Ben as he comes into the podcast today. Please, Eddie, please sound the fanfare.
When you hear the tone, it will be exactly.
Yeah, we nailed that. Woo! High five! Ah!
Just a little drink.
Coming in hot.
It's like we planned it.
We don't play
nothing.
We don't play
the exception of Ben playing on the drinks.
That's what I was about to say. The only thing we plan is that I do research on cocktails, and that's where we're at.
Mugly.
Today we're having a sweet and vicious.
So I love it. This is got to be our signature drink.
Okay.
Sweet and vicious.
Well, we haven't tasted it yet. So, but yeah.
I mean, I like it. Is it?
Go ahead and taste it. For the Center and Saint podcast, I think no, not at all. This is rye, amaro, dry vermouth, maple syrup, and it's supposed to have an apple garnish, but I forgot the apples.
You're the worst.
Which was real selfish on me.
That would have been beautiful. That would have been so amazing.
You know what I'm going to do later? I'm going to eat that apple.
I'm offended.
How is it?
And so is the rest of the viewership, because they're not getting the full experience of this drink. The garnish, apple as a garnish would hit the olfactories, which would then help hit the taste. But
that's not a bad drink. That's a nice fall drink.
It is for
sure. So this is we're right there in November. So seriously, if you guys are looking if you're looking for a drink, get a shot at this.
There are two festivals that happen for men in November. Do you celebrate either of them?
One's the No Shave November, right?
Yeah.
That's cute. Good one.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't all you little, people out there?
No, not little people. Damn it, I did it again. Our viewership is just little people.
Oh, no.
We love all the little people that are tuning in to listen to.
Wow.
Listen to these two jerks.
All you people who think you're going to do something innovative by not shaving November, cute. That's cool. Yeah. All of us bearded individuals who wear this year-round, even in the summer, when we travel to places like Arizona, will still wear our beards proudly. So
I think here's my take on that. No beard November. I think it gives men whose spouses don't like them with facial hair 30 days to
grow a backbone.
Well, most of them can barely grow a beard.
I'm growing a backbone one follicle at a time. Leave me alone. What's the other one? What's the other men's thing?
No nut.
No nut. What's that?
The month of celibacy for some men who, I don't understand why. I don't know why you need that.
Unless you're gearing up for a big boxing match. Like, where you need the testosterone.
Does that help you?
Muhammad Ali thought it did.
I don't, did he?
Yeah. So, Muhammad Ali, from the time he started training for a fight till the time of the fight, his wife went without. Well, his wife went without from him. So, he did not. He would not. I guess
his other lady friends didn't go without.
He was no.
Just his wife, huh?
I
there's not that much testosterone that's flushed from the system. That is not how that works, is it?
But I also heard Ronda Rousey say that she would like hyper do it before matches because that releases testosterone when women do that.
Boy.
Welcome to the sex episode of guys. If you got kids out there, go ahead and
the title of this episode is
put
called
back on Paw Patch or whatever that is. So
bean counting and sausage making from the Center and Saint podcast.
oh my gosh, that has been our morning. Wow, bean counter and the butcher window that is gray sweatpants. Oh my word! I've never seen your teeth more than I've seen your teeth today because you laughed. So you've done so many like fallback laughs.
This is Patrick laughing episode, and I'm not even buzzed. Like my wife is always like, you can tell that was the third one that you guys recorded. But
you guys got real loosey goosey Gary Busey over there.
I still feel very fresh.
Yeah,
I can touch all the body parts.
Yeah. Touch all the body parts. It's Show Me on the Doll, where Patrick made you laugh. Welcome into the Center and Saint podcast, episode 59.
Well, we're just every episode is something new.
We're just two zany gals having a gab fest right here at the table.
I love when I get a text message from you that says you make us we make you laugh.
Let's explore that because that was really funny. So recently, I sent you a text that was just like, "Wow, man, we make me laugh."
And you've sent a few of those over 59 episodes, and where you always give me feedback.
There are just some, and sometimes the feedback's not always good.
No,
sometimes it's like, "Whoa, the
we got to do
sucks.
this. Like, this is not good. We got to fix this."
Out. And so, I do. I like to walk a lot, and so I spend a lot of my time walking, listening.
Yes.
And so I'm listening to not only our podcast, but books and other podcasts. And I do walk in jeans. Wow, take that, Big D.
Yeah.
So I...
by Big D, he means Darlene.
He means my wife.
Yeah.
I mean my wife. We all mean my wife.
Otherwise, he'd be Little D.
Yeah. Well, I am the Little D in my relationship. Speaking of nuts. Anyways, so I listen, and
we'll just call you November from now on.
You can call me November. Yeah, I'm halfway there. So there was
zing. You're welcome.
So it'd be really funny if I get reprogrammed and your name is November. Oh my word. So yeah, I was walking recently and listening to our podcast, and I was like.
You look like a crazy man out there on the sidewalk.
It was.
If there's a neighbor watching you, they're like, "Oh, there's that guy. There's that crazy ginger."
Oh, dude.
Walking around and laughing to himself.
Okay, put a pin in that. We're gonna come back to that in a minute. But no, we make me laugh, and you were like, that makes me self-conscious. And I'm like, I don't think it's self-conscious because we laugh right now at ourselves.
We do.
And so going back, and I mean, I'm listening to it for quality control, but I'm also just like, oh man.
It's one of the reasons that is, like, I always have to overcome that hurdle of listening to our podcast because I'm always like, how vain is this? Like, what do you do? Oh, I listen to my own podcast and am humored by it.
But it's funny. I'm gonna be honest.
Every time I listen to it, I'm like, that's hilarious. That's so funny.
And it's also kudos to you because this has become what you wanted it to be. Because you were convinced that our dinners were funny enough that people should be able to have dinner with us. And I was like, you're an idiot. We're not that funny. Like, you're wrong.
And you were right, because nobody listens except 7 people.
Well, that's right.
One in 7 different continents.
Team Ben out there. I see you. I see you, Team Ben.
Somebody out there in Africa is learning how to speak English because of our podcast.
That'd be amazing. But all they would really know is they would...
No, not November!
No, it wouldn't be no, not November. They would just be
I don't know what accent that was, but you're welcome.
Bourbon. Rye. Martini. Mm-hmm. Like, it would just be like...
My friend Eddie makes great drinks!
My friend Eddie makes great drinks! And they'd be like...
Eddie's just synonymous with bartender.
Who's Eddie?
Hey, Eddie, make me a drink!
Kudu, you live alone. Eddie and back! Kudu, no one else is here. Eddie and back! Well, I guess we know when we offended. You want to go ahead and just jump to that segment? Because we've already hit little people and Africans.
We've been watching Kim's Convenience. store.
Oh, my wife loved that.
Okay.
I didn't see it, but
So
she loved it.
We found it on Netflix. We were trying to find something just light that we didn't have to get heavily invested in. We have about an hour every night. I have to mentally unplug.
Mm-hmm.
And there's very few things that help me mentally unplug to stop thinking about my day and processing. If I don't do that, like I just don't get good sleep. Like the anxiety of the day stays with me. So I have to find another
Same person.
lane.
Same person.
I have to sit in a different lane that I'm like I need a distraction
Yeah.
to throw me off. And so TV is usually that thing.
100%.
Like even if I play games, like if we were to sit down and play Uno or something, or like Phase 10 or something. I can still think about all that stuff while playing the game.
Sure.
So it doesn't throw me off. But for whatever reason, and I think it's because I love movies, I love watching. I mean, that's big. So that I can relax. I stop thinking about that stuff. So I need about an hour every night to kind of decompress.
Yeah.
At least. Sometimes it's 2 hours. Last night it was 3. I had a long day.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm done. And she's like, cool. Like, we got nothing. Like, let's throw on comfy clothes and grab the couch. And I'm like, okay, perfect. So we did. But Kim's Convenience is one that we found, and it's about a Korean family who lives in Canada, who owns a convenience store. And she's like, is this? And it's over. So all the seasons are whatever seasons are out there are the seasons that are out there. It's not on in publication anymore. But it was. She's like, "Is this racist?" And I'm like, I said it's the thing that Ben and I talk about. Like there are you can do certain accents where you're just doing an accent. But if you do some accents,
you're racist.
It's racist, right? And an Asian accent, yes,
not racist.
That's funny, right? But as soon as you're like, And they
I
and I did a little bit of research on it because it's written and it's directed by at least Asian people, not necessarily Korean. And I'm like, I think they were just kind of showing like the idiosyncrasies of their own culture, living in not their first culture.
Yeah.
But it's humorous. Yeah. It's funny. We enjoy it.
Hey man, all you people out there in other countries listening to us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And especially like that dude in Japan. We're sorry if that was racist.
We mean what the Statue of Liberty says. We mean it.
Oh my God, what's the Statue of Liberty say?
Bring us your tired and you're... Although I guess I'm assuming that everybody from another country is tired and hungry.
I'm from this country and I still don't know.
You don't know?
I'm tired and hungry. I feel like I spend so much of my time tired and hungry. Good night.
Just give me modern Americans.
Is there a hammock with a sandwich in it somewhere with my name on it? While you're looking that up, I completely agree because we talked recently. If you're a regular,
if you don't know this, I'm going to be shocked.
Okay.
I hope this is a reminder.
Move that away from your mic, please.
Is it buzzing?
Yeah,
buzzing.
But if I'm the same way. Like if you're a regular listener, you know I went to a lot of concerts not too long ago. I would come home from a concert at like 10:30 and I would just like sit down on the couch with my wife and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I think I just need to watch TV. Because that's how like mentally I shut down.
Yeah.
And it's been a routine for so many years, which is funny because like 10 years ago I didn't have a TV. And like I just, for a long time when I lived alone, I just never had a TV.
Sure.
And was like pretty okay with that.
Yeah.
And so it's just so funny now that like that's my shutdown is I need to just like relax and watch something dumb like Everybody Loves Raymond or football or something like that. Or baseball, which guys is super dumb.
Dumb, so boring.
Bring us your tired and your worn.
Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. That's what's on the base.
Is that what's on her book?
That's what's on the base. It's on the base of...
I've never been.
I know, but I still thought you knew it. Like,
I didn't know this.
When the French sent us the Statue of Liberty, like, that was...
No, they didn't only send it to us. That's tricksy.
Well, but still.
Thanks, Japan. Again, sorry, dude. If you're over there, it's cool. But like, you also got a Statue of Liberty from France, so...
Sorry about bombing. Sorry about bombing you.
Not like super exclusive, yeah.
But no, that was and it was kind of this thing of like, no, this is what the USA stands for, and it would be hard pressed to find that now. Not that we don't have immigration problems, but like
Yeah, we don't stand for that anymore, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it certainly is difficult. It depends on which political party sits in the big house.
Yeah. That's still debatable.
All right, we're not political on this show.
We're not today. We're not today. So, you got a center and saint moment? Not tied to, race or political?
I did. Hold on. Oh, yes.
Okay.
It's a little old.
Okay.
But I went shopping. My wife typically does the shopping.
Okay. At a grocery store?
Not out of the trunk of a car of some guy
What?
Not out of the trunk of some guy and...
No, like your wife goes to the grocery store?
No,
That's
no.
the typical shopping?
She puts an order together online and then shows up and they put it in her car.
Oh, is that a thing?
Oh, that's a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
there are places that will deliver the groceries to your house.
Oh my gosh, yeah. My wife does that. It's so dumb.
But there are also Walmart, and I assume Meijer, where I don't know if Meijer does anymore. Kroger everybody used to do it during COVID, where you could order online, and then when you show up, you text them or something, and they bring you. You set up a time that you're doing the order. Like, I want to do my pickup at 4 p.m. They tell you when your order's ready. And then you show up and at Walmart, they have slots.
Future's now, guys.
Yeah.
Future is now.
And you text them and you're like, I'm here. And they bring your order out and load it up in your car.
That's a thing. That's incredible.
That is typically what Cammie does. Every once in a while she shows up and does the walking aisle thing. It is not good for me to do that. I tend to be a bit of an impulse shopper. Where I'm like, oh, that looks good.
Hey, babe, how do we get 7 bags of Cheetos? I don't know. Big sale.
I am a sucker for novelty items. Like a different flavor of if the biscuits and gravy chip. Not because I want to have biscuits, but I'm like, well, I'm going to see how well they hit. I need something to judge.
You're a real judgy shopper.
Oh yeah.
Bet you didn't do it as good as that could have. Take that, Lay's.
So yeah, she does it, and it gets delivered, whatever. But a while back, I had to go pick some things up at the store, and I don't know how I did this, because I have a routine. You have a routine, right, where you keep your wallet, where you keep your keys, and so like when you're getting up or leaving the house or whatever, like you grab your keys and your wallet, and you have it on you, and like.
I am a technical man.
Yes.
I am not forgetful. Really,
I'm not either.
Yeah, with anything. In my adult life, I've never lost my keys. I've never lost my wallet. I've never forgotten my keys or wallet, or I've never forgotten my. The biggest is
I'm not going to finish the story then, because then I'm going to sound like a big.
No. The biggest thing is I
have never forgotten. I am such a responsible adult that I do everything that is necessary to be a responsible adult in today's world. And if you are not that, you are subhuman.
Darn right.
All right. Just make sure I understood what Jimmy Cricket was saying in your head.
I forgot my phone once, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot my phone, and then I was like, oh my gosh, no one can reach me. This is amazing. And I really like that.
Yeah, you're like, I'm a hermit in the modern world.
So you went to the store.
So I had some things I went through the checkout line, went to reach for my pocket, which I keep in my front right pocket.
Same.
Nothing there.
Front rightsies.
Yeah.
Front rightsies.
We're like clones. No wallet. I used to, a long time ago, keep it in my right back pocket, so I slid around the hip. No wallet. I thought, well, in my stupidity, did I put it in my left front pocket? Nope. And I have never, ever put anything in my left back pocket, so I did not even check there.
That's my work phone pocket.
So I'm like, I had done the checkout. I'm like, I don't have my wallet. They're like, we'll hold it at customer service.
Wait, so you've got the full order?
I got it. It's not the full order. It's a few things.
Okay.
But I'm like, I don't have my wallet. They're like, we can hold it customer service until you get back. You can come back and pay for it. And here's the receipt. Like, here's the dummy receipt. All you have to do, instead of scanning everything back in, you'll scan this. It'll load it all up. You'll be good to go.
Okay.
I'm like, perfect. I leave. I go directly home to grab my wallet. I find the list at home of the shopping list and something else that I forgot that I had to do while I was out. And I grab that. And then I get back in my car and head back to Walmart. And I go back into Walmart and I go to and I'm like, I'm ready for my order. Like, great, just scan this in. You can pay. I'm like, great, perfect. Scan it in. Boom, boom, boom. I don't have my wallet. I went home and grabbed the 2 other things that I'd forgotten on the first trip. And on the second trip,
Hold on. You forgot your wallet.
Shut up!
You went home.
I hate you. So now, I hate you. I'm gonna turn. I'm turning away from
This
you.
is my favorite tragic moment yet.
You're a jerk. I'm so.
No, pray
embarrassed.
tell. Please keep going. At this point, this might be my center moment laughing at you. I hope you're watching YouTube because he's all the way not talking to me anymore.
It's nice outside. Mike Probst enters my head. My dad. Mike Probst had a saying every time I did anything with him in my formative years. It was a 2-word phrase. It was simple. Pay attention. It was a simple thing of like, usually came out right after I made what he thought was an observable mistake.
Mm-hmm.
This is simple. Pay attention. Mm-hmm. Just pay attention. If you pay attention, you're not going to make that error. In my head, Mike Probst has now taken up residence.
He's living rent-free right here.
And he is saying, pay attention, Patrick. Just pay attention. I drive home. I have to get this wallet. The shame that is there for me entering Walmart for the 3rd time within 45 minutes has completely evaporated because Mike Probst's mantra of pay attention is driving me to go back into the store and finalize this payment of what I really needed. I could have gone to Walmart or Meijer and bought the same different thing and not had any shame because nobody else would have known. But instead, I'm going to show up to the customer service agent for the 3rd time and attempt to purchase this. I go into the store, into my house. I make sure I have my wallet. I keep it in my hand. I walk out to my car. I keep it. I drive to Walmart. I walk in with wallet in hand to finalize this purchase to make sure. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Pay attention right now because this is the greatest moment in this show's history. I mean, the show title's right there. Wallet Walk of Shame. Like, Wallet Walk of Shame is what you had to do. Not once, not twice, but thrice. You have to go into the Walmart and do the Wallet Walk of Shame. That's wallet in hand. I mean, if you were a college girl, that would be your underwear. Like, that's incredible.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, that story. That's amazing.
Unreal. It was unreal. I'm like, what in the world are you doing with your life? You should not procreate.
Oh my God.
You should not be married. You should not own a home. You should be in some sort of concentration camp for people who can't remember their wallets.
I'm sorry, sir. You forgot your wallet. We got the pretty sweet sin bin over here.
We got one here. Go ahead and come pick him up. We got he's a big guy. He's a big guy. Bring heavy restraints.
Yeah, get a few guys. Come on. We got a big non-wallet over here.
Unreal. Like, not a center moment of like something morally egregious, but just unbelievable of like, WTF, bro. WTF.
Wow. I got nothing.
Yeah, nobody does. Nobody does.
That's incredible. I can't wait to go back and listen to this again because I laughed so much just now.
Unreal.
So speaking of the switching gears here, oh God,
pay attention.
That's a show moment.
Just pay attention, Ben.
If we get to episode 100 and we do like show highlights, that's the headliner.
Top dog right there.
That was great. I recently.
You're like, I don't have anything that compares to that level of stupidity.
No.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah. No. I
take the cake.
I'm switching gears here. Yeah, normally, here's the thing I forget, though, at the grocery store, every single time, is there's a big ice machine on the way out. And
you buy ice and then you forget to grab it?
No, vice versa. I walk by, I'm like, I forgot to buy ice. So then I just go back to the self-checkout and buy a bag of ice because I like my cocktails to taste nice and not like whatever my freezer tastes like.
Center moment, sometimes I've just stolen the ice.
Are you serious? You just like go. No, don't admit it. Don't pay attention.
No,
don't admit it.
I would never do that.
Nothing incriminating happening here, officer.
Frozen water for crying out loud. Nobody's hard up for frozen. I'm missing a bag of frozen water.
I always like it when the cop is standing right there because I kind of just side eye him like, you want to get my receipt? You want to check my receipt? My receipt's good.
You have cops?
Yeah. The Kroger I go to is a little scary. Like, I have definitely seen on multiple occasions people in handcuffs sitting outside Kroger.
So this is pre-COVID. Post-COVID, I haven't experienced this. But pre-COVID, and this is going to sound insulting or judgmental, and it's not. The greeters at Walmart are always
elderly.
No.
Aggressive.
In Noblesville, they're special needs.
Oh, okay.
Of some sort.
Okay.
And so they're the ones that are always checking your receipt. But they're...
What? Hold on. Math's not an elective.
Okay. I'm serious. They are.
Oh, my God. Who else can we offend?
But...
cheese and rice.
But maybe they're not special needs. Maybe they're just regular. Oh, no.
Maybe they just... Maybe the doctor used a plunger.
Hey, I'm going to double down on center moments and just...
Get them right on out of there.
But that's who checked your receipt. And so if you had more than like 3 items in your cart, they're like, I need to check your receipt. And I'm like, yep.
There's only one place that I go to on a regular basis that checks my receipts. And it's Guitar Center. Like every time I leave Guitar Center. Every time I leave Guitar Center, they look at your receipt.
You go to Guitar Center a lot?
I do, yeah.
What do you... A lot of G-strings you're buying from Guitar Center?
Nothing. You just couldn't cracking yourself up over there.
What are you buying at Guitar Center?
Strings and picks and stuff like that.
I need a bulk box of picks, please.
Yeah. No, you don't get bulk box of picks. They don't come in bulk.
Well, they should. It'd save some trips to the Guitar Center.
They probably would.
You're going that many times with strings.
But I also like...
You buy G strings?
I buy all
E strings. You buy C strings.
I buy all of them.
So sexy. I love the...
You like a good B string, do you?
I love the cornucopia stringness.
Just a real good B string. I really like it because the pack comes with 2 E strings, the high and the low. Woo! Talk dirty to me, E strings. No, I play guitar a lot.
And now we have 0 listeners. Thank you. Thank you all for
14's hanging on
each other.
14's like, dude, these guys are...
He's like, these are mentors. These are what I aspire to be.
He's like, this is what not to do. Like, this is the level of people I don't want to be when I grow up. But yeah, every single time I leave Guitar Center, and but also a lot of times I'll go in there and just play other guitars and not buy anything.
Slut.
And so I'll cheat on my guitar all day. Yeah, take that. And
I preached on guitars a couple weeks ago.
You preached about guitars?
I did.
What? Okay.
James Ryan Smith tells a story where he had received as a gift a James Taylor guitar, which was I don't know. I don't know guitars, but
James Taylor plays Martins.
Whatever.
You have a Martin in your house.
Okay.
And James Taylor plays that kind of guitar.
James Taylor lives in my house?
No. You have a guitar in your home that's made by Martin, and Martin is the brand that James Taylor plays.
Are you calling me James Taylor? I'm so confused.
James, you put on some weight. You really filled out.
Got the hibernation weight on.
You really filled out, James. I know you're from up north, but boy, you really bulked out.
So no, James Ryan Smith, he earned. I think it's James Taylor, maybe somebody else, some other famous guitarist. But he's not a guitar player. He's tried to teach himself. He knows some skills. He can do a thing. But a friend came over who is a guitar player, and he saw this in the case, and he opened the case, and James was like. And the guy pulls it out and he's like, "Oh, this is whatever." And he sits down and he says, "I owned the guitar." But he said my friend came over and took it out and grabbed it, and he possessed the guitar.
Oh
like,
yeah.
And he's like, I can own it, and that's a certain level of control and ownership.
Yeah.
But to possess something is to embody it.
Yeah.
You awaken the full element of what this guitar can be. Yeah. And he said this guy just sat in my studio and just played beautifully in a way that I could never make this guitar come alive.
Yep.
And for its intended purpose, made it reality.
I was so I'll just lean in hard here on the same.
Lean in,
because I had that same situation one time. Oh, where
James Taylor came over and played your guitars.
No, James. Well, we went and had breakfast, and I was the rain of the fire. And no, there was an older couple who lived across the street from us, and growing up, and their names were Paul and Juanita. And Paul was a retired boxing coach. And I don't know what Juanita ever did, but this was, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 years ago. Juanita had just died, and I went over to see Paul, and like my mom and my brother and like some of our family had gone over to see Paul. And he's from Kentucky, and so it's real funny because it's not a guitar, it's a guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're getting ready to leave, and he's like, you still play guitar? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he's like, I want to show you something. I was like, okay. And like we go into the back bedroom, and from under the bed he pulls out this guitar case and he opens it, and it's basically the Gibson guitar that Bob Dylan made famous. Wow. And so this guitar is probably $9,000 or $10,000 worth of guitar. Yeah. And he's like, I bought this when I come back from war. Thought I was gonna learn how to play it. Never knew how to play it. He's like, but I always thought I'd learn how to play guitar. And I was like, well, you mind if I fool around with it? He's like, no. So I sat there for probably, like my family went home. Yeah. I sat there for probably another hour. Yeah. And like tuned this thing up for him and as best I could with old strings. And like, I was like, well, what do you want to hear? And he's like, well, you know how to play. And I was like, well, you want like some Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs? And he was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, okay. So like just sat there and played him Kentucky Bluegrass and like stuff like that. And I put it away and I was like, man, that's pretty cool. That's a fine guitar. And he was like, yeah, I never got around to playing it, but it's sure nice hearing you play it. Sure. And I was like, yeah, this is fun. Yeah. Like, because for me, it's just like, and I don't know about, that story of the guy you were talking about, but like for me, I'm just like, I just know how to do it. Like, it's not a big deal. Right. Because it's like, I just know how to play guitar. Yeah. Like, it's not that deep. Yeah. Like, let's play guitar. Do it. Yeah. And so, now when he got out the spoons, I was worried, but then he played the spoons. And so I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I understand that, but it's interesting because I never thought about like.
There's a difference between owning something and possessing something.
Yeah, I've never thought about when I play guitar that I'm possessing it. Yeah. Because I'm always just like.
It's one of the things. I get to meet a lot of people from different walks of life in what I do, and I love to hear what people do. Mm-hmm. So there's a difference between a career and vocation. There's a career is what you need to do in order to manage life, to finance your life, whether that's family or whatever. And there's a certain level of nobility for people who have a career that doesn't match their vocation. Because what that means is they're in a career that in some level is kind of soul sucking. It is not. They own that job. They don't possess that job. Sure. And so there's a level of toleration that comes with the career that they hold. And there's some people that do that because they're like, no, this funds the life I want to have. And I love that. Like, I love people that have a career that's not their vocation, and they understand the boundaries that career has for them in their life. Yeah. There are other people that have the vocation, and the vocation is their calling. This is the thing that, like, I was born for this. This is as natural as breathing for me. This is just what I was born to do. Mm-hmm. And for some that is being a dentist. For some that is I had a friend who was a trash man.
Yeah, garage man.
Yeah, Ohio. That was his vocation. Yeah. And he embodied it perfectly. And that doesn't mean there's not bad days, but it just means that's part of it, and you own that. And there's certainly an exhaustion. I've got a friend who says there's a proverb in the Bible that talks about how iron sharpens iron. And I have a friend who says if you use anything that's sharp, an axe, a knife, or whatever, use it over time, it slowly will get dull.
Sure.
Which means you have to sharpen it.
Yeah.
That sharpening process is in a quote, painful process because it requires you to grind the instrument back to a point. Right? And he says, so if you're going to be operating even within your vocation, the thing that is natural for you, there are times where you have to step back and go through a grinding process in order to be return to your best. Yeah. And he says we often miss that in today's society, and I so appreciate it. Joe gave me that wisdom.
Thanks, Joe.
But it's that insight of like, even if you're doing the thing that you love, it still will wear you down.
Oh, for sure.
And you need seasons where you are. We kind of talked about this in the last episode of the fight or flight.
Yeah.
That flight episode is that time of like, that should be some signal for you to say, I need to be restored. Yeah. I need to be sharpened, whatever that looks like for you. Yeah. And so I step back, I get back to a place of wholeness, and then in my wholeness, right, you can use force to chop wood all day, or you can use sharpness. And sharpness will do the job a whole lot more efficiently and effectively than just force will. And so, now you might get out some frustration and pain in that space, but a sharp axe will do a whole lot more than a dull axe.
Yeah,
sure. And so it's that idea of like people that are living in their vocation are people that are just like, no, this is what I was born. This is natural. I don't even think about this. And yes, slowly over time it may exhaust me, but it's the thing that like I live for, I breathe for, type of thing. And I love hearing people, regardless of what their vocation is, like when I have a furnace repair guy come, I'm like, how long have you been with the business? Why do you do this?
I give them beer.
Do you?
I do.
Can you do that?
Yeah, because I make homebrew.
Okay.
And so I'll be like, hey, you drink beer? They'll be like, yeah. I'll be like, all right. Hey, man, thanks. Here, take this with you.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh. I'll be like, it's like won ribbons at the state fair. It's good beer. Like, here, take beer with you.
You've won ribbons at the state fair with your beer?
Well, that's a story for another day.
Man, that's a curtain you've never pulled back to me.
I don't talk about shit.
Yeah, I know you guys.
Oh, no, we don't cuss on this. Sorry, guys.
Sorry. So no, but Joe, there's just the concept of vocation and possession over ownership. Like there are things you need to own, but it doesn't mean they possess you, or like we all have these, right? Yeah. And there are some people that are
holding up his phone.
I'm holding up my phone. There are some people that are possessed by their phones.
Oh sure.
And I want to have a relationship. You're really giving it the eye.
Watch.
It's
they're a handsome phone. It's a very handsome phone.
I don't want to be possessed by my phone. I want to own my phone. I want to make sure that I have the control over how this tool has vocation in my life. I don't want this to control the way that I live my life.
Sure, it should just be a tool.
Yeah, I had a conversation yesterday with someone who said, no, I said, he said, well, on Facebook, and he was talking about social media and the stuff that he does on social media, and he was asking me a little bit of what where could he find me and how could he follow me, and I said, well, I said I did kind of a thing 10 years ago where it probably wasn't 10, it was probably 6 or 7. I said, I did a thing where I realized I don't want to have a digital relationship with people, and so I removed.
That's a good way to say it.
I said I don't want to have I removed anybody who lived within 10 miles of me. I stopped following them on Facebook. I didn't unfriend them, but I stopped following them.
That hurt a lot, by the way.
I know. And it really is Facebook, because Instagram's it's a different social media. But I said I stopped following them because I didn't want to see people, and I saw this happening when I would see people that I would see on a routine basis. They would say, well, did you see what I posted on Facebook?
Nope.
And I'm like, no.
Don't care.
And if the only way that I get updated on your life is through Facebook, then what's the relationship that we have? Like, I don't have the time or the interest or the mental health to track the people that I care about on social media.
Do you care about a lot of people?
I'm a bleeding heart, so yes.
Okay.
But I'm trying to have better boundaries, and I'm trying to make sure that the people that I care about also care about me.
Sure.
And so, so I'm realizing that really what a healthy relationship looks like is reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
That's what I said.
Yep, nailed it.
Yes, stuck the landing. Well, I just said it in Greek.
Oh man! I see you haven't shaved. I should have known.
Oh my goodness. But it's that. It's like it's not a one-way street. Like if I'm the one who's constantly reaching out to you to engage, there's not a relationship. It's a consumeristic model.
I've done that recently where I've kind of decided to just like lay low. Like with a few friendships intentionally.
And to see
I've been like, come back to me. And if it's not, that's okay.
Cool. That's very telling.
Yes. Yeah, it's also.
And COVID was a season of that. Of like,
sure.
Who's leaning into me?
Yeah.
Who's leaning into me?
Yeah. But there was a lot of like, no, I'm good.
And we're a very consumeristic and narcissistic culture. So I'm like, if you're going to put yourself in this experiment, prepare for your heart to be wrenched because
I'm not the main character.
It's okay for you to be the main character, but realize that you're not going to receive much reciprocity.
I don't reciprocity.
That's what I said.
Nailed it.
Stuck it.
Nailed it. Yeah. No, I get that because I think we are becoming much more of a society that is like, no, it's all about me. Like, look how awesome I am. Boy, I couldn't care less about how awesome you are because if you're that desperate to show me how awesome you are, probably not awesome. You're probably just super shallow.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I'm going to go to my saint moment.
Okay, where are we on time?
We got 5 minutes. We're going to do this.
We're
going to do this. Well, we're batching. We're batching here.
You go ahead.
Just scratch your face with the microphone. I have a unique privilege to lead a leadership academy locally, and it's quite an honor. Recently, we had one of our day sessions, and in that space, I came to realize, and it kind of goes back to this ownership of possession. I do a great job. When I was in high school, and I remember telling a mentor of mine, an older mentor of mine, in my church, I said, I want to. This is a point where I was looking at playing collegiate football. Okay. I was scouted by Division I, Kansas, Arkansas, Southern Illinois. Interestingly, although I lived in Missouri, no Missouri school scouted me. But those just outside were a little hungry to find me. Yeah. And I remember telling Marshall, who was just a great, gentle spirit, and I'm so thankful for him that he was in my life. But I remember telling him, in high school, I played football at like 250, and I was 6'3", and I could run a 4.7 40. Like I was big and I was fast. Yeah. And I remember telling him, like, I want to go play college ball. This was my junior year before I got my call to ministry. I want to go play college ball, and I want to bulk up to 300 pounds, and I want to walk in a room and be a presence. I want people, when I walk in a room, I want people to be like, who the heck is this? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad to say I've gotten to 300 pounds.
Nailed it. Well done.
Yes.
Goals matter.
The difference is it is not for my physical appearance. Well, it may be, but it's not a wow. Look at that specimen of humanity. It is more. As I was leading this leadership conference of very qualified professionals across multiple industries, someone gave the compliment of Patrick manages difficult conversations well in a collective room. Yeah. And it was kind of this realization of this self-fulfilling prophecy of I want to possess a room, but I possess a room not now physically, although I certainly am a presence when I walk in. But emotionally valued in a value-driven way and a characteristic. And it was
I possess the room.
I tend to reject those kind of compliments because I have my own self-image and poor self-esteem that I deal with. But and that's my own journey that I've been working on. But it was in that moment I held it. Yeah. And I heard it. and I appreciated it.
Good on you,
like,
man.
I do. That is a unique gift.
Yeah.
That I hold in a very special way.
And I envy that about you because I have spent the majority of my career in the shadows, and the position I'm in now is transitioning to more public speaker, where I'm like, well, it is dumb. Like, hey, guess what I'm not good at? Yeah, commanding a room is what I'm not good at.
I bet you're better than you think.
But I think you, like, it's funny because we've shared many a meal together.
Yeah.
And, like, even then, you possess the room. Like you walk in and people are just like, oh, who's that? and I don't know, there's just something about you, like, you are an intriguing presence.
Yeah.
Where I think people are just like, oh, that person looks interesting. Which is what I love about dining with you, is because then nobody's looking at me. Because they're all looking at you, and I'm like, yeah, this is comfortable. I like that. Everybody wants to look at him. So
that's an interesting conversation. Cammie's really good at, you say that, and Cammie's really good at that. Like when I came home and was like, this happened, and she's like, yeah. I think she's really good at being like, she sees that in me, the things I don't see in myself.
Yeah, for sure.
And gosh, maybe I just need to listen to her. Yeah.
Yes, listen to your wife. Nah, she's a good partner.
Nah, I'll work on that in 24.
Okay. Well, so who'd we offend today? Go ahead and start there. Yeah, take the Christmas season off. Take the Christmas season off.
I got time.
You got plenty of time. You don't die until 50.
I finished I offended the customer service rep who had to deal with me on multiple occasions. And I certainly offended my dad, who at 44, I still have not learned the 2-word phrase of wisdom: pay attention.
You know what, though? And sincerely, I doubt your dad listens to this. But
no, he does not.
Tell your dad next time you see him that lesson, because you shared that with me years ago. Yeah. That was his mantra.
Always.
Pay attention. That is now the mantra of my home by design. It's because
just
I'm like,
pay attention.
No, that's a good lesson. And so, like, you know, when certain members of my relationship run their car into the garage wall, pay attention. You hit a pothole, pay attention.
Pay attention. Yeah.
Stop texting, pay attention.
Yeah.
So
it's true. It's true.
So yeah, I offended. Are we there?
Yeah.
I offended the African people we were talking about.
All the other nations.
I offended little people somehow again. My word, I can't stop offending little people. And I'm not even trying. Like, it just like slips out.
You're just so good at it. I know.
I guess.
Congratulations.
Freudian slip. So super cool, gang. Awesome.
Here's how I'm going to send you out. Two ways.
2 ways.
It is. One is may you know the things that you possess, and in that may you appreciate the unique gift that you offer to those around you as you possess that safe space. And the second would be may you find the ways to pay attention. Be mindful enough of your own life that you're able to slow down and avoid some of the obvious errors and mistakes of your life by just being present and available as you inhabit
reciprocity.
Yes, your day-to-day life. Go get them, little people.
Wow. Oh, my word.
Too soon?
We're sorry again. Again, we're sorry, little people. You're fully grown, though. You're all the way grown up. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So tell a friend, I guess.
Or don't.
Like, maybe just like.
Don't tell a little person.
Or, I don't know.
Just be mad.
Maybe just come back for episode 60. Keep in mind, next week, guys, we do the swap.
Switching it up.
So,
Swapsies. I'm bringing the drink, and I got a good one.
Big Gravy brings the drink, and I send you out with something that probably doesn't matter. Guys, we're just sorry. We're sorry.
Thanks for tuning into the Sinner and Saint podcast.
We're sorry.
We'll see you next week.